Acid mantle is part of the skin's natural barrier function. The barrier function is the skin mechanism that protects us from irritation and intercellular transepidermal water loss. The transepidermal water loss is caused by evaporation on the skin surface. Lipids are substances that contribute to the barrier function of the epidermis. Lipids are protective oil and are part of the intercellular matrix between epidermis cells. This is a photo of the barrier function. The barrier function is the skin's mechanism that protects us from irritation and intercellular transepidermal water loss, which is evaporation on the skin surface. Melanocytes are the cells that produce pigment and protect our bodies from harmful ion-side UV rays. Melanocytes produce pigment granules called melanomes. Melanomes produce a protein called melanin. Melanin travels from the deeper basal cell layer of the stratum germinativum to the surface throughout finger-like projections called dendrites, acting as an umbrella to shield the skin from the negative effects of the sun and indoor tanning. Once again, melanin travels from the deeper basal cell layer of the stratum germinativum to the surface throughout finger-like projections called dendrites, acting as an umbrella to shield the skin from the negative effects of the sun and indoor tanning. On this image, you can see the melanin production. The stratum germinativum contains melanocytes, which are cells that produce pigment granules in the basal layer. The basal layer is the stratum germinativum layer. Stratum germinativum is basal layer. About 5 to 10% of the basal cells are melanocytes. The pigment-carrying granules, called melanosomes, then produce a complex protein, melanin, which determines skin eye and hair color. Skin color, melanin, melanocytes, and melanosomes. Melanin is the pigment that protects us from the sun. Every person has the same number of melanocytes, or pigment-producing cells, but internal and external factors affect melanin activation and production. Difference in genetic skin color are due to the amount of melanin activated in the skin and the way it is distributed. Individuals with darker skin and melanin have more activity in their melanocytes. This is an example of internal factor. An external factor influencing melanin production is sun exposure. Melanin production is stimulated by exposure to sunlight and protects the cells below by absorbing and blocking UV radiation. Melanocyte cells make melanosomes spurs, which are transferred to keratinocytes. Melanosomes carry the pigment granules that provide the skin color. One melanocyte will deposit pigment-carrying melanosomes into about 30 keratinocytes throughout its dendrites. Dendrites are the arms or cellular projections that branch out to interact with other cells in the extracellular matrix between cells. This process is how pigment darkening occurs. Tyrosinase is the enzyme that stimulates melanocytes and thus produces melanin. It is estimated that there are over 1,000 melanocytes per square meter, 1/8 square inch of skin. The body produces two types of melanin: pheomelanin, which is red to yellow in color, and eumelanin, which is dark brown to black. People with light-colored skin mostly produce pheomelanin, while those with dark-colored skin mostly produce eumelanin. Individuals with fair skin have approximately 20 melanosomes per keratinocyte, and people with dark skin have about 200 melanosomes per keratinocyte. Products that suppress melanin production by interrupting biochemical process are referred to as brightening agents. Some are called tyrosine inhibitors. Those products are designed to reduce hyperpigmentation,